Hey, welcome back to the only podcast that is recommended by 4 out of 5 dentists. I am, of course, your host, Travis, and I'm here with Jen.
The one and only.
The only one.
I got no compliment today, Travis. Nothing. Just Jen.
The one and only, but not the only one.
Throwing my own compliments out there.
No. What about, but I like this. So I said this as a kid. The one and only, but not the only one. But then I started thinking about that. I'm like, wait a minute. That actually isn't as much of a compliment. The most fantabulous 6-time award-winning podcast co-host, Jen. There we go.
That's more like it. Thank you.
We had 6 votes before the podcast started. You won all 6 of them.
Yeah. Every single one.
Every single one. Well, we've had a pretty interesting week. Lots of comments and stuff coming through. We appreciate you. Lots of emails and lots of text messages. And now we've opened up the Discord for y'all to jump in and say hi to us. I will be in there quite a bit this coming up week. So if you missed that last episode, we announced that we got a little community for y'all. If you have Boost or above, you can click a link in the show notes on audio or in the description here on YouTube. And it'll connect your Discord, which is a free piece of software, to our personal private Discord, and you can come chat with some of the people. There's people already in there. Before it even officially launched, there were people in there, which is kind of cool. And I'm excited, so I can't wait to see some of y'all in there as we build this community even bigger. Nintendo. You've got a lot of comments.
I saw that name pop in a couple times.
Yeah, in the comments on the video. We had a lot of people calling you Nintendo, and there was I can't remember if we talked about this in the podcast tonight, but someone else came up with Nintendo, which is interesting.
Which was like so genius, and I think it's a runner-up.
It is.
I think it's a runner-up because I think it's harder to say. But like I also, just on the side of my streaming career not yet starting, I also found my N64.
No.
So not only am I about to be a Wii streamer.
Oh no.
Well, when I have to figure out how to do that.
I mean, that's part one.
Also, Nintendo on N64.
I'm excited for that.
Donkey Kong, here we come.
There, let's go. N64 was a goated console for sure.
Oh, gosh. All
right, so we have some questions from y'all. We're going to go ahead and do the ones first from the audio podcast. So if you're listening to an audio podcast, there's a little link that says send us a text message, and this is the first one. Hey y'all, short time listener here, but big fan of all the vidIQ tools and resources. My channel's focused on mostly live streaming. I do make other content, but mostly as an attempt to funnel to my streams. This is interesting, Jen, by the way. Usually it's the other way around, but this is what they're doing. A lot of the vidIQ device doesn't quite work the same for streaming. Any tips for us YouTube live streamers out there to help grow our channels? Thanks a bunch. Yeah, I don't know what, I guess the big thing is like, they didn't say what they're live streaming.
The opportunities are endless. Endless.
Well, let's say, okay, Jen.
Let's come up with a few.
Let's do this. Nintendo is about to launch this week. Let's say Nintendo launches this week. How are you focusing people to your live streaming? How are you getting a live stream launch? What are your strategies?
What are my steps?
What are your strategies?
Oh, my goodness. Well, got to start. Number 1, got to start. Got to stay consistent. Can't just one and done and hope for the best. I know that we're going to laugh about it, but this is a conversation that I have with so many creators so frequently who, try something once and then it doesn't work out once because, well, you tried it once. And then it's very discouraging and they feel like not trying it again. And this, I think, heavily revolves around live streaming, especially a creator's first live stream. Travis, do you remember your first live stream?
Yes, I do. I'll tell you why I remember it, because I broke a rule I made to myself. I wasn't going to stream until I got to 1,000 subscribers, but I ended up streaming at 500 because I was like, I want to stream. And I think I did for like an hour or two. I was sitting, it's unlisted now, so you can't go back and find it. But I was sitting on the floor with my couch behind me and like my camera facing me, and then I had 2 of the products I had just recently reviewed on my channel next to it, just thinking maybe I would talk about those things to whoever showed up. I want to say like 5 or 6 people showed up, which was cool. I was pretty excited by that. And I just talked to them for, like an hour or so, and I just thought it was the coolest thing, and I didn't have to edit anything.
So cool.
Amazing.
But like, that's a huge win. 5 or 6 people showing up from your community. Like, that is a huge, huge win. And you have to look at the positives, and you have to kind of set expectations that are going to be realistic. Expect things to go wrong on the first one. I can say that is my memory of my first live stream. I probably had to post like 4 different links. Every single time I messed something up. And then I didn't even have my super chats on. My audience had to tell me, they were like, hey, turn your super chats on.
Bro.
I was like, what? Where?
How do I do that?
What?
What is this, some sorcery you're talking about?
So yeah, things are gonna go wrong, but it's gonna keep growing. It's gonna keep growing.
I think it's important also to title your live streams like you would a normal video as well.
Yes.
That can help, because another thing is you can get views after the fact on live streams. Jeff is a master at this. One of our coaches here at vidIQ. He has live streams with like 70, 80,000 views on them. But it wasn't because 10,000 people came concurrently. That's not it at all. As a matter of fact, he might have had maybe 200 people on the live stream. But after the fact, because he structured the live streams in a certain way and titled them in a certain way and put a thumbnail of them in a certain way, they came off looking like regular videos. And when they were suggested to people, people watched them. And that's really the thing, is that especially when you're first starting out, you may not have a lot of people watch up front, but you might be able to get people to watch after the fact. And then those people will come later on when you go live again. So think about these as not just a live stream, but as something that later on will live and further your channel, especially if that's primarily what you want to be as a live streamer. YouTube has a specific thing that Twitch doesn't have, which is this algorithm that helps discover new content to people. I see live streams all the time with 3 to 4 viewers on my homepage. Like, they're new, small channel. I get them on my homepage all the time. They're streaming. So, but you have to title your stuff in a certain way to make people understand what it's about and really be getting to the point of the live stream.
I like 2 thumbnails for a live.
Oh.
I like to have a thumbnail that is meant for the live, that says live on it, that makes it really obvious that if you saw that video when it was actually live, there's just like no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And then I like to remove that from the thumbnail after the live has ended.
Yeah.
I like to know a difference as a viewer.
Yeah.
Like if I'm watching something live and it is like actually live, or if I'm watching a replay. But like I like to see like big old live in my face.
I also want to point out something. I know someone's going to say something if I don't say something. You might hear a slight echo from Jen. It's because she's in jail right now. She's doing the podcast from jail.
I'm just doing what I can to show up, guys.
we just snuck her in a microphone. That's why it's
my
a little
same
echoey,
microphone. It was nice.
No,
it
it's
was crazy. They allowed it.
They were like, it's just a microphone. They're doing a podcast from jail.
They were like, she is a 6-time podcast.
She went all of them this week. Okay, let's get into this next one. Hello, internet strangers. My name is Jonah. Lo and behold, I have questions. Should I change my YouTube channel name? My YouTube channel's name is The Happy Channel. And I honestly forgot why I named it that way. I considered changing it for a little while. Maybe it was a happy channel. It's a happy little channel. I considered changing it for a while now. However, I know the longer I wait, the harder it will be to do so. The main focus of my YouTube channel is a creative outlet for myself, with the hopes of getting views and subscribers in the process. One day I can make a skit. The next day I can make a video about eating YouTuber food products that I like. Right now I'm at 730 subscribers with about 275,000 views. Most of these views and subscribers come from YouTube Shorts. Sorry, Jen, I know your situation with shorts right now, but I've also posted long-form videos with mixed success. Most of my top-performing long-form have had Ryan Trahan in the title, so I hope that you know a little bit more about my channel. Any ideas for a new name that might make the genre of match my genre of making videos for fun? Thanks. Okay. Okay, here's the thing. Whenever this comes up, whenever someone says, well, I just want to do whatever I want to do on YouTube, I say, okay, that's fine. You can do that. However, what are your expectations for what that looks like? Because doing whatever you want to will get you kind of sporadic performance. Some will work, like as I said, when you use a little Ryan Trahan, get some views on that. Does something else, maybe tries a YouTuber food, not so much. And that's okay. That's fine. But be expecting that. And the reason that a lot of that happens is because when someone comes to your channel, watches a Ryan Trahan type video and they like it, and then the next 4 or 5 videos have nothing to do with that, and they don't click it, YouTube looks at that and goes, well, the people who've come to his channel before aren't clicking his videos now. We're not going to give you as many impressions. So is there a way to have success in that? Sure. If you become the successful person, if people come for just you, like your take on things, absolutely. You can absolutely have success doing that. But it's not easy to do that. That's not easy. But he's basically asking for a name for the channel, Jen. Like what?
Name.
Yeah. What do we think? It's like all over the place. I mean, this is Jonah. He had called it the Happy Channel. But remember, I
definitely think change, though. I definitely vote change.
Sure, I agree.
The Happy Channel is adorable, but...
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to bring up a thing that happened in the YouTube live stream might have been a better part of a year ago. There was a person who was in our live stream on vidIQ when we were doing channel audits. The name was Calvin. And when we tried to look for their channel on the stream, we could not find their channel because their name was too generic. So we told them, our biggest piece of advice for you is to figure out a name that's going to stick out and people will be able to find. The next week, this person came back with their name, Calvin the Unfindable.
It's the best.
And you know what? We found them. And now they're a mod on the channel, on the streams. It's very easy to find their channel, and you never forget that name. I think
it really is
like
such a good name.
It is, right? Like, you're not going to forget that.
What about something like, I don't know, like bite the hype, or like taste the hype, or something like that? Because I mean, that's what a lot of these products are, right? They're just like all hype because they're YouTubers.
That's actually interesting. Yeah.
Like something like that. If they keep in that direction, it's a rough idea. Everyone relax. It's
Don't put your emails down. Stop writing the email right now.
Put the phone down.
No, put the phone down. You know you're typing long emails on your phone.
Or like tube taste. Is that corny? Tube taste.
That's our new food eating podcast. Tube Taste. Why did you give away our name, Jen? You're giving away our.
I'm sorry.
We went from Tube Talk to Tube Taste.
I keep getting an overlap of like creators now who are like candy corn rocks. Every single one of them, Travis is telling me. All the people I'm coaching keep telling me, they're like, "Wow, Travis is so wrong. Your food taste is."
You are lying right now. You are so lying right now, ladies and gentlemen. Do not listen to her.
I literally am lying. I told someone yesterday, they were like, "Jen, candy corn sucks," and I was just like, "Thank you for supporting me. I'm never telling Travis what you said."
Oh my god! If you don't know what we're talking about, you got to listen to the last couple episodes because we're on this candy corn thing. Listen, Halloween's over, but this will never die. This will never die.
It'll never die.
I don't think we helped this creator. I hope maybe we've given them.
I think we gave them some very mediocre to terrible suggestions, but you know, it's going in a direction.
Just make your channel
name.
Change the name to the Candied Corn, and there you go. And you'll get all the boost. Everyone who listens to this podcast will follow you for sure. The Candied Corn. Okay, next text message. Hi, Jen, Travis, Dan, Rob, and the rest of the vidI crew. Thank you so much for this podcast. It is the highlight of my day, and I always look forward to your uploads.
Oh.
I've been a Boost member for a few months now, and I'm learning so much. Hey, if you're a Boost member, you need to come into the Discord and say hi to us. Links in the show notes. I'm starting a YouTube channel, The Blind Bard, which I hope to launch before the end of the year. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, Jen, where we have multiple people that watch our channel and listen to our podcast that are starting their. And you know, I said this to Dan, who does the the main channel, and he was really shocked by that. I was like, yeah, we have people that are planning their channel. Listening. My channel is for viewers who are interested in tabletop role-playing games, Dungeons and Dragons. We talked to someone about this, right? Game accessories, Dungeon Master, and fantasy. Since I've been legally blind from birth, I want to share my experience playing and accessing tabletop role-playing games. I plan to review tabletop role-playing games, game accessories, and provide player Dungeon Master advice from my unique perspective as a visually impaired person. I think this is amazing. I love this so far.
I'm so
into this. I'm so into this. I would like to attract both blind and sighted gamers as many times as it accommodates. That blind players also need the benefit of sighted community. Is it possible that because the audience are similar, and that there are many more sighted players than blind ones? Is this possible? Okay, is this possible? I feel that the fact that I'm visually impaired will help me stand out. I agree with this. My husband is helping me with editing and thumbnails. We are both beginners and who work full time. We are finding that the editing and uploading is taking much longer than we thought due to the learning curve. Yes.
Welcome to YouTube.
Hello. Yes. I know it's important to be consistent, and my goal is to upload twice a month to start. However, we haven't figured out the workflow yet or even upload a day. We plan on launching these 3 videos to start. Okay.
I like that mentality to start. Even just, we haven't figured it out yet.
Right.
They're fully aware that what they're doing is a work in progress to figure out how to get this done with 2 full-time jobs. That's impressive.
I think there are lots of... So there's a grandma who plays video games who was in the news recently. She has like 1 million subscribers. And her whole thing was that she was playing, I think, Skyrim. And she became famous over like 10 years or so. And she actually she's going through some stuff, so she's not going to be playing games on her channel anymore. Oh. But it was literally like on the news. Like she's that kind of impactful in the community. And that was something that was so different. An older person like your grandmother playing video games. A blind person playing tabletop games, or legally blind person, or even visually impaired, doesn't matter how you say it, is interesting. There's something interesting in that, because you would think you need to have all your visual acuities to be able to watch this thing. And whenever you do these kind of opposite things, they absolutely do well. So yes, you could very well do, depending on your content itself. This channel could do very well.
Oh,
I'd be
yes.
super excited
Community within that alone would be unmatched.
Yes.
You all have something so particular in common, and that is like connecting the entire channel and the audience together. This is fantastic.
And I think parts of it could be like, and you said from your perspective, and I think that's the real hook, is like people who are going to be like, well, how can you play the game? So that's got to be one of your first videos, is how I play a game as a, visually impaired person. Like how? I don't know how. How are you doing it? And to really be as, you could be really interesting with this. You could take a really interesting editing idea with this. And I don't know if it's blurry to you or whatever your site is, do that in editing. Make it seem that way for them, so people who watch the video understand what your perspective is. If I don't know if you have one eye that sees in one, whatever your visual perspective is of this, if you even have one, try to figure out a way to do that through video and give your perspective.
I would flash back and forth.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the whole video, because that'd be weird. Yeah. No,
I feel like that's how it maybe sounded when you said.
No. I don't mean the whole video. No. I mean during this, like you're like, I want to move this character here. This is what it looks like from my perspective, but this is what I'm trying to accomplish. Yeah, good point, Jen. I don't mean the entire video to be like blurry, if it's blurry, whatever. That would be weird. But yeah, that would be my kind of 2 cents.
Yeah, I think that would be super cool. I think one thing that I would lean into is using language that makes sense, that is very easy to understand for both audiences. If that word just is blind, then just roll with blind. If that is not what describes the situation, then definitely use visually impaired or whatever describes it. But the simpler, bolder language that you can use is definitely going to connect faster.
Yeah.
And I would use that and think about that in general for just keywords for the channel, for titles, thumbnails, and things that are going to make sense very quickly.
Yeah. Okay, last text message is, hello, it's Renee again. Thank you for answering my many texts I'm sending in. I know you guys are getting so big really soon that you'll have to start filtering these messages, so I'm taking advantage where I can.
Oh.
And real quick, I do want to mention, Renee's right. So we're getting to the point where we are going to have to start filtering some. If you're a multi-time writer-inner, we appreciate it. We'll always read them. We may not be able to read them on air, but we love them. Keep sending them in. And if you do have a good quality message, of course, we will absolutely answer them on air regardless. But yes, that is happening, but we love it. So keep writing in. Here's my question. Which tool, either tech or platform, is the most valuable you find in your YouTube content creation process? I know there are free tools out there, and a lot of things can be done without advanced tools. But when it comes to speeding up the process of making your flow more productive, I know that one tool can be crucial. I'd love to hear what tool or platform you find invaluable above the best. And thanks again. I am talking to text, not typing. Thank you from Travis's heart to go. People aren't typing all these long-ass messages. That they're talking to text, Jen. Listen to me.
Talk to text.
Yes. Anyway, what tool... What tool do you use that's like your most invaluable tool?
This is really interesting. Are we So I felt like this was specifically for the physical creation.
Sounds
not
that
like
way.
strategy, like actual.
But it could be
physical.
anything. I mean, see, she said basically, like, what's your most valuable tool, whether it be tech or whatever. So, like, what is it? Like, what's
Our
the thing?
outlier tool is like make or break for me.
Really?
That is hands down my favorite tool that I rely on nonstop. I would be lost without it. Lost without it.
So explain it. Why? How do you use it? And some people might not even know what it is. Give
That's
a real
true.
quick
That's
kind of overview
very
of
true.
what it is.
Our outlier tool, when you download and you have the extension installed, shows a score for every person's video, how it performs against their normal traffic. So if you upload a video, it's, say it's your 1 in 10, maybe that's performing 2.2 times better for your channel average, your video average. And then it goes up to 100 times or like more, you max out at seeing 100. And that is the best way to identify what content is growing a creator. You see this number on a video that a creator uploaded, and they have 100 times outlier score, meaning that video did so much better and reached so many new peoples.
Peoples.
So
With an
many new
S.
peoples.
All these peoples.
They just brought in so many new potential subscribers, most likely subscribers. And it's just amazing to compare those scores across different niches and see what is trending, what is not working, and what is growing an audience that you want to reach. And this is not looking at million plus channels. This is looking at smaller creators that are having that breakout moment and identifying what is providing that moment. I would literally be lost without that tool.
We are doing some cool stuff with the tool. Now, whether you're listening to the audio podcast or if you're watching the YouTube channel, there is a link in the description to download the plugin for free. There is, of course, a paid version. And again, like I've been saying before, if you use the paid version, you can come talk to us in Discord. But I will say, to Jen's point, the outlier tool has been very popular, but I'll tell you what mine has been. All the way up until this point, it hasn't been a vidIQ tool. It has been both Canva/remove.bg. So remove.bg is a website that you can upload a picture to, and it'll remove the background. But very recently, and I'm very hard on the team here at vidIQ because I'll be like, yeah, I'm not going to use that tool, or I'm going to use this tool. I'm not going to use this tool. We're coming out with something. It's actually started to kind of roll out, and we're going to start promoting in the next couple of weeks, that I'm now using pretty much all the time. And this is the first time I can say that about a new tool that we've launched in a little while. There's been some tools that I use all the time. Some tools I just don't. They just don't work for my thing. Our new thumbnail tool that's coming out is kind of bomb. I don't really need remove.bg anymore. I don't really need Canva anymore. And it generates... So when you've heard in the past, like generative AI thumbnails, sometimes they're pretty terrible. These are amazing. The ones that are, holy crap, some of the stuff. And I'll tell you, from case in point, not only do they look good, they test good. So I've taken a couple of the thumbnails that I've made through our AI tool. I've put them on older videos on the vidIQ channel that Jen and I are on, and compared them to handmade thumbnails, and they are winning in A/B testing.
That's insane.
Crazy.
That's literally insane.
And this is not something that... So when we had a previous thumbnail tool that used AI, that wasn't happening. It's happening now. They're actually winning thumbnail A/B testing. And I got to say that, like, some of the things we're going to be adding to it, like the ability to have face swapping and stuff and have your own face in the thumbnail and everything, like, it's mind-blowing stuff. So that is definitely now the tool that I'm using to save a lot of time. I'm using that tool for almost all of the thumbnails that are going on the main channel for the Boost episodes that Jen and I do. Almost all of them now are using that. And it saves so much time because I am not a graphic artist, Jen. You are 20 times better at me than this. I've seen what you do at Photoshop. I have no idea how you do anything you do.
It's really fun. Travis and I will like screen share in Photoshop sometimes. And he'll be like, do this.
It's true.
And I'm like, okay.
It's literally how it goes. I'm like, can you do this thing? And you're like, yeah. And
I
it's done.
started using Photoshop in high school though.
Oh my God.
So like 5 years ago.
Oh my God. Listen, I'm leaving. Bye. Bye, everybody. I'm out. I'm leaving right now. How do I leave? How do I get out of this podcast?
I couldn't even say it with a serious face.
Bro,
I tried. Look at my face is like beet red right now. I'm like, I can't even keep it together.
I'm so done. Gen 18.
Gen 18.
Gen
Using
18 did
Photoshop
it.
for 5 years since high school.
You're so fired. Okay, look. Let's get some of these emails out because this episode is going to be a little bit shorter, but let's get into some of this. Okay, I love the title for this one, Identifying Audience for New Channels. Hi,
Yes.
vidIQ crew. I have a question about identifying your audience, especially for new channels. I guess once you have thousands of subs and people watch all your stuff, it's pretty easy. But starting out, how do you figure out a real audience? I've heard suggestions to use ChatGPT to generate an avatar, but it will just regurgitate whatever you put in. For example, I told it my audience was handsome men with acerbic, with they conceal behind an alter ego, and super positive energy women who are YouTube geniuses and love candy.
Oh my God, it's us, Travis.
Yeah, this is what it is. Okay, all right, I got you. And it would generate avatars, even though we know those aren't real people. Who even likes candy corn? Who even likes candy corn?
This is the best email yet. This is literally the
That is
best email yet.
statistically insignificant.
Yeah. Okay, let me go back to this. I'm slayed. So do you have any tips for identifying your audience when starting out and making sure it's a realistic target? Holy crap,
Oh,
mistake.
we've been had. This is why we can never read the emails beforehand, because we need to see this in real time. Travis just like fell off of screen. Usually it's
ridiculous.
me who falls out of frame. You broke
All right.
Travis.
You did. You broke me. So here's the thing.
Yes.
We kind of talked a little bit about target audience, I think, in the last episode. And I think this email came in before that episode went live. So I hope you listen to those episodes. But to answer your question here, because we still should answer the question as much as we can, the idea of creating an avatar is something that, again, I want to bring in Leron to talk about more in depth. But it is important because you need to know what their sensibilities are, what they like, what the other types of subjects outside of your niche that they're interested in, just in case you want to do crossovers and stuff like that. Like that LRR tool that Jen was talking about, a lot of times what it does, and then you take the remix tool within it, it takes the idea of that video and remixes it into your niche. And this is why you need to understand who that person is and their other likes and dislikes. So for a brand new channel, I think a lot of the research comes from, and everyone, by the way, Jen's probably gonna say something different, but I would say if you know what niche you want to be in, go to some of the more popular channels and read the comment section and start picking out people in the comment section and try to figure out who that person is by what they say and get a whole bunch of those together. And I bet you could formulate an avatar for your viewership. But what would you say, Jen?
I have a handful of questions that I think really makes you think and helps you define this. And I'll spoil a couple of them because I think that they're very insightful when you're thinking about how do you make up this person, because I understand completely what this person is talking about. Some basic questions I think you can think about are, what are their biggest challenges right now? I think this is a pretty simple one. These challenges could be anything. You have a fashion channel. The challenges can be, I don't know what to wear in the morning. I don't know what to wear to my 9 to 5. I don't know, what I can buy for less than $100. I mean, these challenges can go on and on and on. Soon you'll start to realize these challenges are now your video ideas. Spoiler. Some other things that are really interesting to think about are what matters most to them about your channel and how do you want them to feel leaving your channel. And these help you kind of just dictate the way that you want your channel to come across. How many times you decide to focus on negative language versus positive language, 10 things I regret buying versus 10 things I'm super excited that I purchased this year. Those are very different attitudes, very different mindsets, and there's nothing wrong with either one, but people leave and interpret things different ways. So I would challenge you to just start slow with some questions like this and just see what you come up with. And don't overthink it. Don't let yourself get to like analysis paralysis and think that this has to be 1000% accurate and 100% completed before you can just go ahead and make content. You will continue to figure this out as you get feedback, as your channel starts to surface to new people. So there's endless opportunities for this to continue to develop. So just start.
And you know what, Jen? It's probably going to change anyway. The audience I started pitching my channel to was not the one that I ended on at all. Not the same interest. So don't. Yep. I love the part you said. Analysis paralysis is so freaking true. Do not lock yourself into something that keeps you from starting. You got to start.
Yep.
It's a good thing to start, to have an avatar, but we do want you to start. And, you know, tell us as you go along what type of things you're bumping into.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got time for maybe two more if I'm quick. It turns out that the blind bard actually emailed us too, because I guess the text cut off. So there was more to it. So here's what she said. We were planning to launch with 3 videos to start. Is this enough, or should we have more content ready before launch? I'd always say 3 if you can. My goal is to be established and published before the Philadelphia area gaming expo in mid-January, so I can promote the channel. Love that. Another question is, I know in the beginning subscribers and watch times matter to monetize. I've seen 2 different approaches to end screens. The first is a call to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon notification on. The second is to link to another video. I think both approaches are valid. But which should I be focusing on first? Is it effective to have a few calls to action and one for the like, subscribe, and to another video? I don't have a large library of content yet. So I have a very strong opinion on this, and I know that Rob Wilson has a very strong opinion on this, is they have very few call to actions so that they're more impactful. And the biggest thing you can always do is have them watch another video. So if you launch your channel with 3 videos, you should be able to point to another video that they should watch from one of those other videos. So for me, like, that's the call to action. Don't worry about monetization. You need to figure this whole thing out first. Like, you're swimming in the deep end. Mm-hmm. Like, swim towards the shore.
They got the floaties on.
They got the floaties on. The shark is right behind them. They got to
Rip the
swim towards.
floaties off. Kick the shark.
Kick that shark as you're swimming fast to the shore. Get in there. What's wrong with you? Why are you swimming with sharks? Why would you even do that to yourself?
The only thing we're missing from this episode is cake.
You know, funny you say this. There's an episode that I got the edit today. I'm going to show you. You're going to laugh. There's an episode that's going live on the main channel where we talked about cake, and you just fall out laughing. I forgot about it. We filmed so many of these things. It's so funny, Jen. I'm going to show you. Hopefully, after this episode. Okay, we barely have time. So this is a shorter episode, but like I said, we're going to have more in the next episode. So don't worry. We're going to get to your questions. Let's do this last one. This one's by Benjamin. Hello, Jen, Travis, and Jen. He said it both ways. Hello, Jen and Travis and Jen. You know why he said that?
Why?
Because of something you said.
What
did
I say?
Because your name should be first sometimes too. I don't even know if you remember saying that.
Now I remember saying that. But you know what? Okay. I will say that every couple has the way that their name is said.
Okay.
Like, anytime you refer to 2 people associated with each other,
yes,
there's always an order that you say their names.
That is true.
And I will just have to come to terms with the fact that my name is less important.
Look, stop that. Here's the thing you're going to be happy with. But here's the thing you're going to be happy with. He spelled your name right. So for those who don't know,
boom,
it's Jenn. Some people don't know that, but it's Jenn. So he spelled it right. So there's props to you. Okay, here we go.
No, I love it. We are Travis and Jen. Jen and Travis does sound awkward.
Tren.
Ooh.
Team Tren. We are the Tren.
Javis.
Look, I got to leave again. I'm going to go. Thank you for joining us. I'm out. Oh, my God. Okay. Hello, Jen and Travis and Jen. I was wondering if I created a YouTube series of, say, 12 videos, and they were all... You've just lost your mind. You've lost all of it. You got to watch
together.
You're trying to pull it together. All right. If I created a YouTube series consisting of, say, 12 videos, and they were all finalized, would it be better to post each video once a month, once a week, or all at once? What if each video was 10 minutes long, 30 minutes long, an hour? I was planning on creating a series of 10 to 20-minute episodes, but I'm not sure about the best way to publish them. Thanks for all you do. I enjoy listening to your podcast while I'm working. Okay. Again, 12 videos. They're all finalized. And he wants to know the cadence of posting them. And the thing is, and what's interesting about this email, they do mention what if each video was 10 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour, as if that makes So you and I have actually talked about this for like how long the podcast would be and like how often it would be too often and stuff. This is going to be one of the shorter episodes we've ever done. So we're going to follow it back up with probably a longer episode, but that's okay. Even if it was long, we've done long. So we don't really care about that. We just want to give people what they want in as often as we can. But he says 12 are done. So what would you do?
I would do... Is it a new channel? Did we catch that? Is it a...
He didn't say it's a new channel. He just says he has a series. So this is... And by the way, call that out. Say, because I don't know it's a new channel or not, my strategy might be different. Because my strategy would be different if it's a new channel versus established.
Yeah, if it's a new channel or if it's just a series and they have other content and they're just like, how do I get this series out? I mean, I would do twice a week.
Yeah, I agree with this.
That would be my goal. I think twice a week is the magic number for YouTube, period. Yeah. Whether that is realistic, whether you can actually have good content twice a week, whether you have the time to make content twice a week. There's so many variables to it, but I think that is the golden spot for growth on YouTube.
Yeah,
and I would push for that. Especially 100% agree. A series. So it's going to be similar. People are going to be ideally keeping up with this series, and I would not stretch it out as long as possible. That is with the idea that you probably have another series after.
Yeah.
You know, think about your TV show. I hate to compare YouTube to TV because it is so far from the same thing. But as a viewer of something that regularly comes out once a week, TV, would you rather it come out once a month? Would you like to watch your favorite TV show once a month?
Listen, I want to watch it all the time. I binge the hell out of those shows on Netflix. Are you kidding me? Shoot, don't even start with me.
Oh my God. I'm not talking to you till you finish Circle Chat over here.
Well, I think this last email is going to definitely hit the spot. Because I started reading the first couple sentences, and this person is talking to us. And I don't mean they're writing an email to us. I mean they're talking to us, like they're in the room.
Oh.
All right?
Let's hear it.
This will be the last one. The subject matter is get along. Hello, humans. vidIQ crew in the house. Look, you guys got to get along. This visual... This visual will help. Imagine a cake. Shh. No, pay attention, Travis. It's a cake made of a perfect proportion of Cadbury ice creamy and chocolatey goodness with Jenn, get ready, candy corn birthday candles lit in a beautiful illumination of friendship and warmth. Oh, okay. So the shorts thing. With editing a short... So he's getting into the question already, but like the visual.
First of all, they should patent this candy corn candle idea immediately.
You know what I think I'm going to do for this podcast? I think I'm going to try to go into the thumbnail tool and have it try to generate that thing. I'm going to tell it all those things. And I'm going to see if it'll generate an image and put it in the thumbnail for this
On a
episode.
For real note, are there edible candles that you can eat?
There has to be.
Because that's like where my head is at. I'm like, oh, so cool. You blow out the candles, you eat them.
But the wick would be nasty, right? Like,
we have edible flowers and edible glitter in this world.
This is true. You're actually not wrong. Okay, let me finish this email. Okay, so the shorts thing. Would editing a short from a long and reusing content hurt the original at all? I'm also concerned about aspect ratio of the video or widescreen long being edited into vertical aspect for the short. Would it cut off too much or add black bars to the top and bottom? Is this annoying or perfect for a meme? Pterodactyl play button mug filled with statistically insignificant juice waiting for you someday. Do you make these or should we make these? Let us know what you think. Next time on Brag and Roll Z.
Do you make these or do we make these? Bring back the pterodactyl children. Bring those back.
Oh my God. I forgot about that. Holy crap. So listen. If you've been listening, we got a lot of new listeners in the last couple of weeks. You got to go back to older episodes. That is a deep cut. Holy monkey!
We had some good ones in the beginning, and the pterodactyl kids were one of them.
Hilarious.
I do think when we get a play button that we should get a plain silver play button, and it should not say 100,000 subscribers. It should only say statistically insignificant. There should be no award on it whatsoever.
Well, we'll submit the channel name as statistically insignificant, and then it'll say that, right? Then we'll change it back.
For the format that we have going on here.
Yeah.
I mean, it works if the content that you film works with it.
Well, so Jen, real quick, you did this on your content. You had long form content. You made shorts out of them. So what did you do? How did you format it so that it looked appropriate and all that other shenanigans?
I did this. So I work in Premiere, and I would do a new sequence that was, formatted for shorts. And then I would scale the content to properly fill the screen. And typically I shoot wide enough where for me, it's not an issue. There are a couple of them that were way too zoomed in and I couldn't use them.
Okay.
And that's just something like I had to accept. Like this, I did not take the extra steps to film for short form content. So I had to just accept that loss, that it was not going to be a enjoyable way to watch that video of just like literally my face. So I think that if it works out, fantastic. Always fill the screen whichever way you're filming. Please, 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 please. Do not film long form content vertically. And then do not, if it's not properly formatted, long form going to shorts, don't do that either.
Please don't do that.
Let's live in a black bar free world.
Please. I mean, we're already making it skinny and stuff. I don't need a whole bunch of... No, that's terrible. That's the worst.
No.
That's the worst.
Was there another part of that
They said, will it hurt the original? No, it won't hurt the original.
Okay.
They're kind of unaffected by each other, to be honest. And we actually, the vidIQ channel just uploaded a 3-minute video as a short to see how that would work. It took a couple days, but it finally started hitting the short shelf today. So we're going to talk more about that as the weeks and months come. Like, is that the new short long? We talked about that a week or two ago. But yeah, I mean, shorts again, just to be familiar and for people who don't know, because a lot of new people joining. If you're not going to be a primarily shorts based channel, then shorts are good for, let's just be honest, pumping up your ego by getting some larger numbers. I'm just going to say it like that. If you're not a primarily shorts based channel and you see like, listen, I need more views. All right, well, do a short. Inevitably, you're going to get more views than you normally do. But will that lead to like a new community of people who like love and support you? Maybe not. Probably not. So just keep that in mind. And like I always say, it's all about expectations. And that's kind of how we do the YouTube thing.
It's okay if you need that ego boost too. Just own it.
That's fine.
Channels plateau. If you need a little boost, you need to throw some shorts out, get some new subscribers, do it.
You need the boost.
Do it.
You need us.
You need the boost.
All right, look. We have to go. Jen has some important things. She's got to get on a plane and do amazing things.
I need to get out of jail.
Needs to get out of jail. We sent her a chocolate cake with a file in it, so she's gonna try to file her way out of jail. And but we'll see you very soon. And of course, come through the Discord again. Links in the description in the show notes. Bye, peoples.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Tube Talk, brought to you by vidIQ. Head over to vidIQ.com/Tube Talk for today's show notes and previous episodes. Enjoy the rest of your video making day.